What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Game Night YouTube channel. In today's video, guys, we're going to be doing a playthrough and tutorial video for the game Gate, and I'm also using the expansion right here, Gates. So this is a Mint Tin game made by Jason Glover, and you can find this game on thegamecrafter.com. This is not a sponsored video, but if you want to pick up your copy of the game, head over to thegamecrafter.com, and you can grab a copy of Gate as well as the expansion Gates if you want to add more cards to the base game of Gate. So we're going to jump right into this, dudes. I'm going to give you a quick little rundown of how the game works, and then we're going to do a playthrough of Gate. So as you can see here, we have a bunch of things set out on the table. I'm going to go through each thing one by one and teach you guys exactly what's going on. So down here, we have these 6 cards, and these make up your town. So the main card of your town is the gate, and you're basically trying to protect your gate at all costs. There are going to be waves of enemies that are trying to attack your town and break down your gate to get into your town. And if your gate loses all of its health and they break through, you lose the game. So you want to prevent that at all costs. You're also going to be building a deck as you play the game. You're going to start out the game with 3 cards, and you're going to be building a deck and adding more cards to your deck as the game goes on. And we'll get into all that in just a moment. So you've got your town cards here. You've got the gate. It starts with 12 health. As mentioned, if it's destroyed, the game ends immediately. You want to protect that at all costs. Over here on the far end, you've got the farm, which gives you +1 to a single purchase once per turn while it's still standing, and it starts with 6 health. Right next to it, you have the mill, which starts with 4 health, and it says that barricades cost 1 less while still standing, and we'll get into the barricades over here in just a moment. You've also got the tavern right here, which will give you +1 when calming once per turn while still standing, and calming pertains to the fear level of your town's inhabitants, which we're going to get into over here on this little pyramid card. But before we do that, we're also going to mention the tower is the next card in your town. It starts with 6 health, and it gives you +1 to a single attack once per turn while still standing. So whenever you make attacks, if your tower is still standing, you can add +1 to the damage of those attacks. And then last but not least, we've got the pyramid, which doesn't have any health, but it basically keeps track of the fear level of the citizens in your town. And it's got little symbols on these squares on here. As you move down the pyramid, you'll move this little cube onto those little symbols, and different things will trigger. If you move onto a symbol with a sun icon, you're going to gain 1 hero card from this deck over here, which is basically like a powerful citizen card that gets added to your deck. If it lands on the little wheat symbol, you take 1 damage to your farm. If it lands on the tower symbol, you take 1 damage to your tower. And if it lands on these little gate symbols, you take a damage to your gate. If this cube ever goes all the way up to the tippy top of the pyramid onto that skull right there, you lose the game and it is game over. So if you get to the top of the pyramid, you lose. And if your gate breaks down and loses all of its health, you also lose that way too. So those are the 2 ways to lose the game. The way you're going to win the game is by getting through all the waves of enemies and defeating the last 2 remaining enemies and still having your gate standing once that is said and done. That's how you're going to beat the game. So those are the town cards right there. Next, you've got these starter cards. So there are 5 starter cards in total. There's typically 3, but 2 more get added when you have the Gates expansion. So what you do in this case with the Gates expansion is you shuffle up, you take 2 out at random, and then you're going to draw another one of your choice from these to add to your starting 3 cards here. So I'm going to choose the peddler here to add to the guard and the storyteller, and the other 2 are going to get placed off to the side. We're not going to need those for the rest of the game. And then we'll take these 3 and we'll put them over here in our draw pile. Now, if you're just playing with the base game of Gates, obviously you just start with the 3 starters, and you don't have to do that process of selecting 2 at random and then picking one. Moving on from there, we're going to have this little deck up here. This is the main bulk of the cards for the game right here. This is a bunch of citizens that you can hire. We're going to go ahead and give this a shuffle, and then we're going to lay these out, and this is going to be your recruitment row right here. So we're going to flip over 3 onto these empty spaces, and then we're going to flip over a 4th card and put it face up on the deck. And these 4 cards are 4 citizens that you can hire, and they have gold values up in the top right corner to denote how much it costs to hire them. Anytime you purchase one of these, you're immediately going to replace it with a card from the deck over here. Right underneath that, we have the commands card. So you can spend gold to issue commands. You can do each of these one time each per turn. So you can call to arms, which you spend 2 gold to gain 1 attack. You can do the caravan command where you spend a gold and you would discard all of these citizens and then refresh the row up there. You can also do the festival command where you spend 2 gold and you calm 1. Anytime you calm, you move your little cube over here on the pyramid down 1 space, or however many spaces you calmed for. And then you can also do the command fortify, where you're going to spend 2 gold to do 1 point of repair. So let's say your gate was down to 11 health right here, and you use the repair, you can bring it back up to 12, just like that. So those are the commands. And then over this way, we have the barricade. So this is a new type of card that comes with the gates expansion. You're going to get 5 of these barricades. They cost 3 to build. And it says a barricade will absorb all damage from a single attack to the location they are protecting. And they also deal 1 damage to the foe that dealt the attack one-time use. So say you wanted to build a barricade in front of your gate. You would place it right there. If an enemy attacks your gate, instead, he would hit the barricade. It would absorb all of the damage and inflict 1 of these little red cubes of damage to the enemy. And then the barricade would be broken and it would go back over here in this pile to be used again. And then we've got the deck of heroes up here. So you can see these heroes have a little sun symbol up in the top right corner. They're also yellow. And these are one-time use cards. Once you draw one of these cards from your deck and use it, it gets removed from the game. And that's it. So you can only use it that one time. So typically, the base game of Gate comes with 5 of these cards, but if you buy the expansion Gates, you'll get 2 extra ones, in which case you'll have 7 total. So you'll need to remove 2 face down at random without looking at them, and then keep the remaining 5 and put them face down over this way in that pile. And then, lastly, we have all the waves of enemies right here. So we've got a boss in the form of Zogar, who comes with the expansion Gates, and then we have Wave 3, Wave 2, and Wave 1. If you buy just Gate by itself, you just use all the enemies that come with the game and you put them in a pile with the Wave 3 on the bottom, Wave 2, and then Wave 1 on top of that. But when you buy Gates, it comes with 2 extra, I believe, for each, or it might even be 3 extra, to be honest with you, for each wave. And what you're going to do is you're going to have 6 total cards per wave. So you're going to want to take those and shuffle them up. And just like with the hero cards, you're going to remove 2 at random. And then you're going to take the rest and you're going to stack those on top of Zogar. So you're going to put the Wave 3 on top of Zogar right there. Set those off to the side. And same thing with Wave 2. We'll shuffle these up. We'll remove 2, set those aside, and put Wave 2 on top of Wave 3. And then same thing with Wave 1. We're going to shuffle these up. We're going to remove 2 at random, set them aside, and put these on top of the Wave 2. And there we go. We've got our enemy deck ready to go right there. And I believe that is it. And then we've got our little damage counter cubes right here in the middle that we can use to keep track of the damage dealt. And that is pretty much it, guys. So another thing to mention, we're playing on the normal mode, right? So if you flip these cards over for your town, there's a red side, and this is the hardcore mode. But we're not going to do that in this video. I will make a video playing through the hardcore mode, so be on the lookout for that. But for this video, we're going to be doing on the normal mode right there. Okay, so that's it, guys. So along the bottom of this really cool mat right here that you can also get on the gamecrafter.com. I promise I'm not trying to sell this stuff to you, but this mat is super, super nice, and you can have all your stuff nice and laid out. I love it. It's got the turn sequence down here at the bottom of the mat. If you buy the game and you don't want to get the mat, you can flip the command card over, and it'll also have the turn sequence right there neatly laid out on this card for you. But since we've got the mat, we're going to go ahead and utilize this down here. So the very first thing that happens is enemies advance. So you're going to take the top card of the enemy deck, you're going to flip it over, and it's going to go in this space closest to the enemy deck right here. Now, we pulled the Flyclops. You can see up in the top right corner, there's a star with a number in it too. That is the amount of victory points you're going to earn at the end of the game for each enemy that you defeat. So we'll tally all that up at the end of the game to see how well we did, assuming we make it to the end and actually beat the game. And then the Flyclops has 3 health, as you can see right here. He does 1 damage to this little mug symbol is the tavern. So he does 1 damage to the tavern, and then he causes 1 fear. That's what the little eyeball symbol is. That symbol's fear, and that's how many spaces we would move up our cube on the pyramid down this way. So, but that doesn't happen yet. Enemies attack as the last phase of the turn. So the next thing after enemies advance is we draw up. So you draw 3 cards every turn, and since we only start with 3, we're going to draw our 3 starter cards right here, which are all marked with an S in the top right corner, and all of the cards have a green hue to them. So there we go. So we've got the guard, the storyteller, and the peddler. Now, these cards will each have 4 different icons on them. You've got the gold icon, which you spend gold to recruit citizens up here to add to your deck, or to issue commands, or to purchase barricades. That's what your money is used for. You've also got this little hammer symbol, which is used to repair. And as mentioned with the fortify command, whatever number is next to the little repair symbol here, that's how many points of damage you can repair to one of your buildings in your town. You also have the eyeball symbol, which denotes how much you calm. So on the enemies, the eyeball symbol is how much fear they cause and how much they move up the pyramid. With the calm symbol, that shows how many spaces you can move back down the pyramid to calm your citizens down. And then lastly, you've got the double axes right here, and that shows how much damage each character does. So the guard does 1 point of damage right there. And then also, some of the citizens will have some text down here in this little black box at the bottom of the cards, and that's their special ability. So for instance, the storyteller says, recruiting a citizen costs 1 less gold this turn. So that is very powerful. And then the peddler says, the festival command, which is over here, which is the one that allows you to calm your citizens, it costs 1 gold this turn whenever you have the peddler. So instead of it costing 2, it'll cost 1. So dudes, we need to decide what we're going to do here. So we've got the fly clops out, and I think it's best to maybe ignore him for now, and we're going to try to recruit some more citizens to our cause to protect the town, because we're getting ready to be flooded by enemies over here attacking our gate. So we've got 2 gold from the peddler, 1 gold from the guard. Also, we have the storyteller's ability, recruiting a citizen costs 1 less gold this turn. So rather than the craftsman costing 3, he costs 2. This is going to cost 1, 2, and 2. And then our farm says that we get +1 to a single purchase once per turn. So that counts for purchasing citizens from the citizen recruit row up here, and commands. I don't believe that works for barricades, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to go ahead and spend our 2 gold from the peddler, I think. Yeah, we're going to spend 2 gold from our peddler. And since we got the storyteller, recruiting a citizen will cost 1 less this turn. So I'm going to go ahead and recruit, let's recruit the warden here. I like that he's got that 2 attack on him right there. So we're going to go ahead and recruit the warden. I'm also going to spend 1 gold from the guard and 1 from the farm, which will give us 2 gold. And I am going to purchase the vagabond. Oh, and I almost forgot. Since we purchased a citizen, we get to reveal a new one. So let's do that real quick. And it's the rat catcher. Okay, so we're going to purchase the vagabond here. Those are going to go over here in the discard pile. We're going to get a new citizen. Ooh, it's the gambler. Okay. And now we've got the storyteller left. He can repair 1 or calm 1, but all of our buildings are at full health, and we're at the lowest possible spot we can be on the pyramid, so we're good there. So we're going to discard him. So we've used our commands, we've recruited, and we've used cards. You can do these 3 right here pretty much interchangeably. You don't have to do one before the other. It's kind of one big phase. And then we've got the enemy's attack phase. So we're going to look at the symbols on the fly clops here. He does 1 damage to the tavern. So this is going to drop down to 3, just like that. And then he causes 1 fear. So we're going to move our cube onto this space with the sun symbol, which means we gain 1 hero card. So we're going to take the top card of the hero deck without looking and place it face down on our discard pile right here. So that's the end of the first round. There you go, dudes. You now know how to play Gate, and we're going to continue with the playthrough here. So we start over at the top of the next round. Enemies advance. So the way this works is enemies get pushed as they come out of the deck. So since we have to reveal a new card, the fly clops gets pushed over, and a new card takes his spot. It is the Plague Rat. He's got 4 health, he does 1 damage to the farm, and he causes 1 fear. There we go. The next step is to draw up. Since we don't have any cards in our draw pile, we're going to take the discard pile, shuffle it up, and we're going to draw 3 cards from that draw pile. Here we go. You always draw 3 every turn. So we got the guard, the vagabond, and the warden. The vagabond has some special text at the bottom. You may discard a card from your hand and draw a new one. That is pretty neat. Do we want to do that? I think I might discard the guard. Yeah, let's discard the guard, and we're going to draw a new card. And we drew the peddler. Okay, cool. I was hoping we'd get that so we get some more gold. So I really want to pick up, let's see, the gambler over here says you may double the income of another card. That is super good. I think I want to pick up that gambler. So I'm going to use the peddler's 2 gold right here. We're going to spend that, and we're going to purchase the gambler for 2 gold, and that's going to go in our discard pile. We're going to reveal another citizen. We got the nomad. It says you may take 1 card from your discard pile and place it on top of your draw pile. All right, and then we've got 2 cards left over. I think I'm going to use these guys for their attack right here. So if we do the 1 attack from the vagabond, 2 attack from the warden, and then +1 to a single attack once per turn while the tower is still standing, that adds up to 4, and we can hit the plague rat here for 4 damage, and we're going to go ahead and take that down. So we're going to form a little discard pile over this way for our enemies that we've defeated. And that's it. We've played all of our cards. So enemies will attack. So the Flyclops is once again going to do 1 damage to our tavern. So the tavern is already down half health to 2 from its starting health of 4. It's going to cause 1 fear. So that's going to move us on to the little wheat symbol here. And that's going to do 1 damage to the farm. So we'll put this down to 5 right there. And that is it. Enemies have attacked. So now new round, enemies advance. So since there's an empty space right here, this card will not push the enemies over. It will just get placed in this empty slot right there. And we've got the Doom Skull. It has 3 health, it does 1 damage to the gate, and it causes no fear. So that's pretty good for us. It says the Doom Skull deals 1 damage to the gate when first revealed. So since it just got revealed, we're actually going to take 1 initial damage to the gate right there, bumping it down to 11 health. Okay, guys, now we move on to the draw up phase. So we've got 2 cards in our draw pile here. So I'm going to go ahead and draw those, and then we have to shuffle up the discard pile. And we will draw a 3rd card for the turn from the discard from the new draw pile here. And we've got the Gambler. You may double the income of another card, and check this out, dudes. This is super lucky. We drew our hero card that we got from the hero deck, the Baroness. So there's a one-time use. Once we use her this turn, we're going to discard her and she's out of the game. She gives us 4 gold. So dudes, we are going to combine the Gambler's ability of doubling the income of another card with the Baroness, and we have 8 gold to spend this turn. And on top of that, we got the Storyteller, so recruiting a citizen costs 1 less gold this turn. So I think what I'm going to do is recruit some citizens. So this Nomad says that we can take 1 card from your discard pile and place it on top of your draw pile. That is pretty cool. I do like that. I think we're going to buy that one. So the Storyteller is going to bump the cost from 5 down to 4. We're going to use 4 of our gold from the Baroness to purchase the Nomad. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And I believe that we'll have 4 gold left over. So we're going to put the Nomad over this way. We're going to flip this card over just like that. And we're going to spend our other 4 gold on, maybe we spend the 4 gold and then the 1 from the Gambler to give us 5. And we're going to purchase this Guardian right here because he is amazing. He does 2 repair, 2 calm, and 2 attack. Very, very powerful card right there. So we're going to put him in our discard pile. We will reveal another card. It is the Blacksmith. And then we've got the Storyteller left over. I think I'm going to use the Storyteller to calm. So he calms for 1, and the Tavern says +1 when calming once per turn while still standing. So we're going to move this down 2 spaces instead of 1, and we're at the beginning of the pyramid once again. Okay, enemies are going to attack. We're going to take another damage from the Flyclops to the Tavern. The Tavern is getting beat up. Yikes. He's also going to cause 1 fear, so we're going to gain a hero. And the Doom Skull is going to attack and do 1 damage to the gate. So put that down to a 4 right there. Okay, a new round. Enemies advance. So now that an enemy is going to come out of the deck and push these over, the Flyclops gets through the gate. Anytime an enemy gets pushed over and gets through the gate, it's removed from play into a different pile over here, and then it causes 1 damage to your gate as it gets through. So this is going to get bumped down to a 3, so we have 9 health left on the gate. The Doom Skull gets pushed over, and a new enemy pops out, and it is the Skelipede. It's got 3 health, it does 2 damage to the tower, and it causes no fear. Now we have to draw up, so we're going to draw 3 cards here. And we've got the Vagabond, the Warden, and the Peddler right here. I really want to start repairing, and I think I want to start damaging some of these enemies so they don't get through. That Skelipede looks especially scary because he's going to deal 2 damage to the tower. So we're going to do 2 damage from the Warden plus our 1 bonus damage from the tower this turn to deal 3 damage to the Skelipede. So we're going to go ahead and take down the Skelipede and put him over there. And then I think I'm going to spend my 1 repair from the Vagabond to repair 1 on the Tavern here. So we'll go ahead and discard that and bump this up to a 2. And then we've got 2 gold to spend with the Peddler here. I think I'm going to spend that 2 gold along with the +1 that we get to a single purchase each turn from the farm to give us 3 gold. And I am going to purchase... I think I'm going to purchase the... Ooh, this is a tough decision here. I think I'm going to purchase the Brute. I want the attack power from him. It was either between the Craftsman or the Brute because he's got that 2 repair, but we might be able to pick him up on a future turn. We're going to go ahead and buy the Brute. We'll see if that pays off. And then we'll get a new recruit here. We get the Wizard. That's pretty cool. It says you may draw 1 more card. Ooh, we definitely want to get him. Dude, he's insane. He's got 2 of everything. And you get to draw an extra card whenever you get him, but he costs 6. Yikes. Okay, we might be able to pick him up. We'll see. Okay, we used all of our cards. Now enemies attack. The Doom Skull is going to do 1 damage to our gate, knocking it down to 8 health, and he does no fear. New round, enemies advance. So we're going to go ahead and draw a card, and since there's a blank space right here, that will get placed right there, and the Doom Skull sticks around. We've got a Dark Priest. He is a wave 2 enemy. He's got 5 health. He does 2 damage to the gate, and he causes, or I'm sorry, 2 damage to the tower, rather, and he causes 1 fear. Yikes. So another enemy that causes 2 damage to the tower. They're really going after the tower right now. So now we need to draw up. We draw our 1 card here. We're going to shuffle up the discard pile. And we are going to go ahead and draw 2 more cards. 1, 2. Okay. So we've got the Guard, the Storyteller, and the Nomad. So this says you may take 1 card from your discard pile and place it on top of your draw pile, but we don't have any in our discard pile, unfortunately. Not the best time to draw the Nomad. It does have 2 attack, which is pretty good for us. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the... I'm going to use the 2 attack from the Nomad plus the 1 that we get from the tower to deal 3 damage to the Doom Skull here, and we'll take the Doom Skull down. Then I think I'm going to... I think I'm going to use my 1 gold from the Guard plus 1 from the farm, and I am going to purchase a Fortify command over here for 2 gold, and I'm going to fortify the gate, and we're going to move that back up to a 3, from a 2 to a 3 right there. And then I'm going to use the Storyteller to repair also. So he can repair for 1, and we're going to do that to the Tavern and bring that back up to a 3, just like that. Okay, cool. Now enemies attack. The Dark Priest is going to attack. He's going to do 2 damage to the tower. Yikes, dude. He's going in hard on the tower. He's also going to cause 1 fear, which moves our little cube here, and it does 1 damage to the farm. So this goes down to a 4, and that is it. Enemies advance. So the Dark Priest gets pushed over as a new enemy comes out, and the next wave 2 enemy is the Vile Stalker. He's got 5 health. He does 2 damage to the Tavern. He causes no fear, and it says you may not hire citizens while the Vile Stalker is active. Yikes, so we can't hire any new citizens as long as this guy is out on the board. So we got to get rid of him first. Okay, we're going to go ahead and draw up. Just draw 3 cards, and let's see what we get. Ooh, okay, cool. So we drew another one of our heroes. Again, these are one-time use. He's going to get discarded from the game once we use him. It's the Engineer. So he is a pro at repairing. So he can repair for 4. So we're going to use the Engineer, and we're going to repair 4. So we're going to do this back up to full health right here. And I really want to take down this Vile Stalker, but I don't think we're going to be able to. We don't have enough attack between our 2 citizens here, so we can't take him down. We also can't take down the Dark Priest. They have too much health. We're in a little bit of a bind right here. So, how do we want to spend our stuff? I don't think there's a point to attack, so I think I'm going to use the Guardian to either calm or repair for 2. I think I'm going to go ahead and calm for 2, so we're going to bring our fear back down to 0 on the pyramid. I'm going to go ahead and... is that a good idea? No, you know what we're going to do, guys? Let's do this instead. We're going to use his ability to repair for 2, because check this out. We're going to repair for 2 on the farm to bring it back up to 6. We're going to discard him, and then we're going to use the calm ability of the Gambler plus we get +1 calming once per turn while the tavern is still standing. So that's going to bump that up to a 2. So rather than repairing 1 with him, we'll repair 2 with that guy, and we'll calm 2 with the gambler to move this down this way. There we go. That's a better use of our cards there. Okay, cool. Now enemies are going to attack. The Dark Priest is going to attack the tower for 2. Yikes. So it is down to 2 health remaining on the tower. He's going to cause 1 fear, which is going to give us another hero card. Boom, right there to our discard pile. And then the Vile Stalker is going to do 2 damage to the tavern, knocking it down to 1. He causes no fear. New round, enemies advance. A new card is going to come out, so it's going to push these through. The Dark Priest is going to do 1 damage to the gate as he passes through, bringing it down to 11 total. Vile Stalker gets pushed over, and the next wave 2 enemy is the Rat Lord. He's got 6 health, he causes 2 damage to the gate, and he causes no fear. We're going to go ahead and draw 3 cards here. We've got the Vagabond, the Warden, and the Brute. The Brute says you may trash this card to place a barricade. I don't think I want to do that necessarily, so what do we want to do here? We do need to take some of these guys down because this is getting pretty serious. The Vile Stalker is going to destroy the tavern if we don't kill him this turn. So I think we're going to go ahead and do 2 damage from the Brute, 2 damage from the Warden is 4, plus 1 damage from the tower is 5, and we're going to kill the Vile Stalker here. That way we can hang on to our tavern. We don't want to lose that. And then I am going to spend the Vagabond to repair 1 on... I think we're going to repair 1 on the tower. Yeah, we're going to repair 1 on the tower here, bring it back up to a 3. And now enemies are going to attack. So the Rat Lord is going to do 2 damage to the gate. So this goes down to a 3, and he causes no fear. All right, new round, enemies advance. The Rat Lord gets pushed over. The last wave 2 enemy is the Blood Monk. He's got 4 health. He does 2 damage to the tavern. Dude, they're going hard on the tavern. He causes 1 fear, and his ability says, remove all damage tokens when this card is revealed. So, fortunately for us, there's no damage tokens on any enemies. If there would have been any damage tokens on the Rat Lord, the Blood Monk would have healed all of those off of him. He is a very, very nasty card to get. All right, guys. Let's see. What do we want to do here? We're going to go to the draw up phase. So we draw 1. We need to shuffle up our discard pile. And we're going to go ahead and draw 2 more cards. 1, 2. Okay, we got the Vagabond, the Brute, and the Peddler. Let's see, what do we want to do here? We're looking okay down here, but the tavern is getting really low, and the Blood Monk is going to go after the tavern. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to spend, let's see, let's do 2 damage from the Brute, plus 1 damage from the Vagabond, plus 1 from the tower is 4 total to the Blood Monk. We're going to go ahead and take him down and once again protect our tavern here. These are going to go to the discard pile. And then we've got 2 gold to spend with the Peddler that we're going to spend on a command. Let's see, what command do we want? We could repair or we could calm. He's not going to cause any fear, so I'm not too concerned about the pyramid at the moment. I think I'm going to spend the 2 gold from the Peddler, and we are going to do the Fortify command, and we're going to repair 1. Let's go ahead and repair the tavern by 1, so it's not hanging on by a thread anymore. It's now got 2 health instead of 1. And now enemies attack. The Rat Lord is going to do 2 damage to the gate. Yikes. So we've got 7 damage on the gate right now, almost halfway down. Causes no fear, and we're at a new round, enemies advance. We've got a blank space, so the first wave 3 enemy is going to be the Grave Lord. This guy is a beast. He's got 7 health. He causes 1 damage to each location. It's got a little asterisk next to this gate symbol right here, and it says down here in the bottom, 1 damage to each location. So he's going to do 1 to each of these whenever he attacks, and he causes 1 fear. That dude is a beast. So yeah, we're deep in it now, guys. We're in wave 3. The enemies are going to get really nasty now. So now we need to draw up. So let's go ahead and draw 3 cards. Okay, we've got the Nomad, the Warden, and the Gambler. The Gambler lets us double the income of another card, but we only have 1 gold on the Nomad. That's not that great. And then the Nomad says you may take 1 card from your discard pile and place it on top of your draw pile. I think we're going to go ahead and look through our discard pile and see, is there something we want to add? Maybe let's add the Brute so we can get that damage for next turn. I like that 2 damage. So we're going to go ahead and put that on top of the draw pile. Okay, very cool. And we've got some damage right here with these guys. Okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do 2 damage from the nomad, plus 2 from the warden is 4, plus 1 from the tower is 5, and then we're going to spend our 1 gold, plus 1 to a single purchase once per turn from the farm, so that gives us 2 gold, and we're going to buy the call to arms command that gives us an extra damage. So that is going to add up to 6 total. 2, 4, 5, 6 from the tower, and we're going to deal 6 damage to the Rat Lord right here and go ahead and take him down. We'll put these cards over here, and now the enemies are going to attack. The Grave Lord is going to do 1 damage to every single structure over here, so these are all going to drop down by 1 point. Okay, there we go. Every location, remove that die from the gate. This is going to go down to a 1 on the tavern, and we're going to have a 2 on the tower. So we're getting a little low. This farm's looking pretty good. The gate's looking okay-ish. It's got half of its health left, and the mill is looking okay-ish too. The tower and the tavern, not so much. They're getting pretty low. Okay, enemies advance. The Grave Lord gets pushed over. As the next wave 3 enemy pops out, it is the Death Guard. He's got 6 health. He does 1 damage to the tower, and he causes 2 fear. Yikes. So every enemy we've seen so far either causes 0 or 1 fear. This guy causes 2 fear. So now we're going to draw up. We'll draw 3 cards. We get our Brute since we got to put him on top of the deck. Ooh, and check it out. We got a hero card here. So the Sorceress says you may place 1 barricade, 1-time use. So since the Death Guard is going to go after the tower and the Grave Lord is also going to hit the tower, we might want to protect that with a barricade, but we also have to keep in mind about the tavern. So I think what we might be able to do here, we're going to have enough attack, I think, to take out the Grave Lord. So we're going to use the Sorceress's ability to place 1 barricade. We're actually going to put that in front of the tavern here to protect from the Grave Lord's incoming attack. We're going to use the 2 damage from the Sorceress, plus 2 damage from the Brute is 4, plus 1 damage from the Guard is 5, plus 1 to a single attack once per turn from the tower is 6. And we're going to do 6 damage to the Death Guard and get rid of that dude immediately, so we don't get all that fear. Now, enemies attack. The Grave Lord is going to do 1 damage to every location, so the farm goes down to a 4. The mill goes down to a 2. The gate gets hit, goes down to 5. Like that. The tavern will not get hit because we've got a barricade, so this is going to absorb all the damage, and it's going to inflict 1 damage to the Grave Lord. So let's take a little cube and put that on the Grave Lord right there. He's also going to deal 1 damage to the tower, bringing it down to 1. Yikes. And then he's going to cause 1 fear. That's going to move over the little wheat symbol, and it's going to do 3, or put us at 3, rather, on the farm right there. Okay. Enemies advance. It's a new round. We've got a blank spot, so the next wave 3 enemy is the Blight Golem. He has 6 health. He does 2 damage to the gate and 2 fear. Dude, it is getting real. Let's go ahead and draw up. We've got 2 cards in our draw pile, so we will draw those 2. Let's shuffle up the discard pile here, and we're going to draw 1 more card. Oh, the Sorceress was supposed to get discarded. We'll put that over that way. Let's draw another card in its place. Okay, we've got the Vagabond, the Storyteller, and the Guardian. What do we want to do here? We don't have too much attack, so this is getting pretty dicey. We've got 3 attack with these 2 guys, plus 1 from the tower. That's only 4. That's not going to be enough to take anything down. So I think it's probably time to start fortifying a little bit here. So let's go ahead and use the 2 from the Guardian to fortify. Man, the gate's going to be getting hard to be getting hit hard. Both of these are about to get hit as well. Yikes. I think I want to spend the 2 to repair. Let's repair the gate. So this is going to go back up to a 6 right here, and we'll add a 1 here. So it's back up to 7. Okay, we're going to use the repair from the Vagabond for 1 to repair the tavern, and then we're going to use the 1 repair from the Storyteller to repair the gate. So both of those are back up to a 2. Yikes, dude, that was a rough turn. Now enemies are going to attack. The Grave Lord is going to deal 1 damage to every location. Yikes. It is getting hairy right now. So we did save the tavern and the tower with those repairs at least. And then he's going to cause 1 fear, so we're going to get another hero. We've got 1 hero card left in the deck over here. And then the Blight Golem is going to attack. He's going to do 2 damage to the gate. And he's going to cause 2 fear. So, oh, yikes. So This is going to move on the little castle symbol right here for the first move, which means the tower is destroyed. We're not getting that bonus damage anymore. That is a huge deal. And then it's also going to move one more onto that little sun symbol, and we get our last hero card in our discard pile. Yikes, dudes. All right, new round. Enemies advance. The Grave Lord is going to move through as he gets pushed over, and he's going to deal 1 damage as he makes it through the gate. So we're going to get 1 more damage on the gate. We're at 3 health on the gate. It's looking pretty grim, dudes. The Blight Golem's going to get pushed over. The last wave 3 enemy comes out. It is a Tentesteed. It has 5 health. It does 2 damage to the mill, and it causes 1 fear. That's one of the more tame level 3, wave 3 enemies, I would say. But still, he does a lot of damage to the mill over here, which is barely hanging on with 1 health. All right, guys. Enemies advanced. It's time to draw up. Let's draw 3 cards here. And let's see what we can do. Oh, not much damage, guys. We don't have much damage. Only the Brute right here is going to cause damage. The Gambler, we can double the income of another card, so we could double the Peddler up to 4 income. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to spend... let's spend 2 of that to fortify. So we're going to get to repair something. Let's see. We're going to take a lot of damage on the gate here. I guess we're going to go ahead and repair the gate for 1 and bring it up to a 4. And then we're going to spend the other 2 gold on the Festival command to calm. And while the tavern is still standing, at least for this turn, we are going to calm +1. So we're going to move this down twice like that. And when you're moving backwards down the pyramid, you don't activate the little symbols there. It's only when you're moving up when the enemies cause fear. Okay, so we've calmed our citizenry just a little bit right there with the Peddler. What else can we do here, guys? This is getting pretty crazy. I guess we could use the Brute to at least tack 2 damage onto the Tentesteed and potentially take it out on a coming turn. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We don't have the tower anymore to add any initial damage, unfortunately. And then we've got the Gambler left. What is the Gambler going to do in the face of this Blight Golem and Tentesteed here? We could repair. We probably should repair. Yeah, let's go ahead and repair. So we're going to use this to repair. Well, we got to think about this too. That's going to cause 3 fear and move us up on that. I think maybe we should... This is tough, guys. This is getting pretty dicey here. Because even if we repair the mill, it's still going to get destroyed by the Tentesteed. I think we need to calm. So I'm going to use the Gambler to calm for 1 more. And remember, this is only +1 when calming once per turn with the Tavern. So since we already did that, we're only going to calm for 1 here with the Gambler. And that's all of our cards. Enemies attack. The Blight Golem is going to attack for 2 and bring us down to 2 on the gate here. He's going to cause 2 fear. So it moves here onto a hero symbol, but we don't have any more. And then it moves onto the tower here, but the tower is no longer standing. So the Tentesteed is going to attack. He's going to do 2 damage to the mill. The mill is destroyed since it only had 1 health remaining. And he's going to cause 1 fear, which moves us onto a hero space, which once again, we don't have any heroes. So guys, at the end of that round, we've got the farm standing with 2 health, the gate standing with only 2 health as well, and the tavern hanging on with 1 health right here. Yikes. The mill and the tower have been destroyed. It's time to draw up, dude. So, oh, I apologize. It's actually enemies advance now. So the Blight Golem is going to move through. He's going to do 1 damage to the gate, leaving us at 1 health remaining on the gate. Dudes, this is so close. The Tentesteed moves over to make room for the big bad boss man himself, Zogar. This is it, guys. We are in the end stages of the game. It's make or break right here. For us to win, we have to kill the Tentesteed and defeat Zogar and still have our gate standing with at least 1 health remaining. That is a tall order considering how low our health is right now. So Zogar has a whopping 8 health. He has an asterisk symbol next to his attack. He says he deals 2 damage to each location. He is going to deal 2 damage to our remaining locations every time he attacks, and he causes 2 fear. He's nasty. He is a boss monster for sure, dudes. Okay, so here we go. Now we get to draw up. We're going to go ahead and draw 3. 1, 2, 3. We need something good here, dudes. Okay, so we've got the Warden, the Nomad, and the Guard. This is looking not good. This is looking really, really rough right here, dudes. So Since the Tentacede deals 2 damage to the mill and the mill is not standing, he's going to instead deal his 2 damage to the gate. If ever an enemy is to attack one of your structures and it's not there anymore, they will attack the gate for that damage instead. So this is looking pretty rough, dudes. This is looking really, really rough. I do want to take that guy down. Yikes, but then how do we hang on? How do we hang on? I don't know if we can, honestly. I don't know if we can. This might be the end of the road. Let me think about this for a moment here.
A few moments later.
All right, guys. Well, the unfortunate truth is there's no way out of this, dudes. This is the end of the line. No matter what I do here, we are done. So what we could do, I guess just to get a little something in here, you know what I mean? Just to show them, I mean, not who's boss. Zogar is going to show us literally who's boss here, but we're going to try to get one last hoorah here before we get taken down by Zogar. We're going to use our 2 damage from the Warden, plus our 1 damage from the Guard to deal 3 damage and take down the Tentacede, who only had 3 health remaining. So we'll put him over this way. And no matter how I do it, I've only got 1 repair to spend. Even had I used the Nomad instead of the Warden rather here, with the Guard to deal 3 damage to the Tentacede, we still can only repair 1 with the Warden, and we can't repair any with the Guard. So no matter how you cut it, unfortunately, that is going to be it. So we're going to put those cards over there. I guess I'll go ahead and use my repair. I mean, why not? So we will repair the gate for 1, which brings it up to 2. We're going to discard our Nomad. And now enemies attack, dude. And Zogar is going to come ravaging through the town, dealing 2 damage to everything. The farm is at 2, the gate is at 2, and the tavern is at 1. And that is it. He deals 2 damage to every location, and the town has been destroyed. The gate has been busted down, and Zogar has infiltrated the town. So there you go, dudes. That is a playthrough of Gate with the expansion Gates. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial / playthrough. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. If I happen to miss anything and you know how to play the game, hey, please let me know down in the comments. There's a chance I might have missed something here. So guys, once again, as mentioned earlier in the video, if you want to pick up your own copy of Gate and Gates and this really cool playmat here, you can head over to thegamecrafter.com to scoop that up. Once again, this is not a sponsored video, but that's where you got to go if you want to pick up this game and the expansion and the mat. So there you go, dudes. If you like this video, be sure to hit that thumbs up like button down below. Also consider subscribing, hit the red subscribe button and click the bell icon so you can be notified every time I upload brand new videos, and I upload videos all the time. I've got a bunch of playthroughs and unboxing videos of a lot of different games. I have a bunch more games coming my way, a bunch of solo tabletop games. So guys, if you're interested in that, be sure to subscribe and look out for more videos coming in the future. And until next time, guys, have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video.